All right, welcome back. The former CBN governor, Chukwuma Soludo, has delivered a ruthless evaluation of the Nigerian economy under President Goodluck Jonathan, ranking the administration F on economic management. What are your thoughts on this? It's your view, let it count. You can reach us on 070-8066-8014, or you could tweet to us at YourViewTVC. All right. Now, we're not economists on this table, really, because this is just his own article. And we're waiting for, okay, Fani Kayode has responded. We're also waiting for Konjo-Iweala, because she is currently holding that office. So, to respond to what Soludo has said. But in the meantime, we're just talking about what our thoughts are on what Soludo's reports are saying. Because he's not only questioning or condemning the economy right now. He's saying both parties, PDP and APC, so far have not really come up with any blueprint. Don't give me a vague, oh, we're going to create more jobs. Oh, we're going to invest in education. How are you going to get the money? Where is the money going to come from? Those are the questions Soludo is asking. And has also done a review of what our economy is right now and what just happened in the passenger. Let me start with Tokwe.
Earlier in the year, before the campaign got really heated up, even last year, as the oil prices were dropping, what we kept hearing was there will be austerity measures, there will be austerity measures. And he quoted that, saying that if there is actually going to be austerity measures, how come the campaign is promising us 20 million jobs? The oil price is still dropping. We are having to cut down on our budget, and yet they are promising us 20 million jobs without any clear definition of how they are going to give us that job. And I was so happy that I don't think I was born when Awolowo made this public statement that he was going to give us free education, and it was our time he was going to do it, and he put Naira and Kobo. According to Soludo. Now, for me, my own opinion on this, I have said over and over again in this platform that we've been hearing vague promises, telling us, so painting a rosy picture for us, and without clearly stating how they are going to carry out this statement. Don't just tell me, oh, I'll give you 20 million jobs, there will be economic boom, I will end Boko Haram. We just saw one another, I will end Boko Haram now, bring back Chibok girls. How do you want to do this? We are intelligent people in this country. This is a country of millions of people that can read and can write and can understand. Define your goals. This is not a write-off, and I must say this is not a write-off that the both parties is impossible. This is an opportunity for them to prove that they can actually deliver on the promise.
All right, let me come to Nima.
Me, I want to see what Soludo has done, not from the economics point of view, but when somebody has held a public post in the past, and that person just does not go back and sit back and say, okay, I'm no longer involved in politics, but takes his time to study how the economy has improved and what is happening, and then this person comes out with this kind of article, it should be taken seriously.
But Soludo went into politics. At the point he
contested in Anambra, which is why Obi is saying to him now that this is what is haunting his past. He's haunted by his past, trying to get back at those people he thought were against his ambition. That is wrong. Look at the article. Look at the issues.
Now, there are some parts he said that I totally do not agree. I mean, I can understand our foreign reserve dwindling by the second, but then for him to say that under President Goodluck Jonathan that the economy has been the worst ever. Well, according to Konjo-Iweala, it's growing by 7%. And yesterday you said, which I actually went back to check it out, that look, what President Goodluck Jonathan has done is not what you see right now. I mean, exactly. Fani Kayode actually said it, that under his regime that the economy has been graded to
the world. Let me tell
you what
has gotten the prestigious award for the designated largest economy in Africa.
This is based on somebody rebasing. Remember, our economy was rebased. Now, according to Soludo, this rebasing that we did is a routine. It's a statistical routine that you do exercise. Which is what every economist not make it a big deal. It's like saying, okay, we used to have oil, now we have 10 different opportunities to get money from. Fine, but that does not. Now you are a larger economy, but you're not really making any money.
Sanzi, you were saying the economy has grown. This is Naira and Kobo. How much was the dollar when Soludo was there? How much was the dollar was the dollar when President Jonathan got into government? No, how much was the dollar when President Jonathan got into government? How much is the dollar now? How much was our foreign reserve then? How much is our foreign reserve now? What was our debt profile then? What's our debt profile now? Give me Naira and Kobo.
Which is what Soludo is saying. But the truth is that let's not make this about President Jonathan. Let's be fair.
No, this is
Let's be fair, because because we need to understand very clearly. Yes, Soludo is attacking somewhat what the presidential decision right now. But it's also saying very significantly that even the General Buhari, we've not seen exactly what his blueprint is. Because they
you know one thing, sorry,
I
you know one thing I like about him? I like the fact that in that article, he was very fair and objective, and he had the facts and figures and statistics. Now, let's talk about giving us fake promises. In a situation where you're promising to give 5 to 10,000 naira per month to the 25 million poorest Nigerians, how do you plan to do that? Exactly. According to him, that would cost from 1.5 to 3 trillion per annum. Now you look at the dwindling economy, the oil this thing, which is by 40 now. Naira to a dollar is 208 naira. So how exactly do you plan to make that happen?
Let me answer that question, because according to Soludo, I read the article. He got the few like, how do they plan to raise this money? Because you are giving all these big promises. How do you want to do it? Do you want to borrow more money and increase our already increased debt? The one. Number two, do you want to devalue the naira to get in more money?
Over $200.
Do you want to raise taxes on these businesses that are already suffering from this oil price reduction? Or do you want to sack the labor to abandon and also abandon other projects? So these are all the various things these are various options that Soludo is saying that. Is that what you want to? How do you want to get this money in the first place?
Let me talk about the point.
I said something earlier. I said that this is not saying that both of them cannot provide a solution. This is to let the government, the both parties contesting for presidential election, to know that we are watching to hear what they say. They should go back to their drawing board and come up with a figure that we can deal with.
Got you. Let me click Ezekiel's code and I come to Nima. Ezekiel, good morning. Are you there?
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Let me commend you firstly. You are doing a good job.
Thank
God
you.
will bless you. Sister Tope, look, the statement that from the Buhari that we end Boko Haram and rest of us. You see, we have a commander-in-chief on ground. And I want to know that there is a law. If you take any step without the permission of the state, in fact, you can be robbing as one of the perpetrators. So if somebody is saying, when you elect me, I will use my position. It's different from now. You say, okay, come and do it now. Come and do it now. You need to have the permission of the commander-in-chief. So it's not easy like that. So that's just what I want to say. Thank you.
Let me come to Nima.
Now, Soludo made a statement I want to attach myself to. If, as a political aspirator, someone aspiring to get a political office, is saying, I will do this and this, and he's not saying to the people, these are the sacrifices that you might be made to suffer, which is what he said, that, you know,
realistic.
Labour Party, he gave an example of Labour Party back in the UK, that, you know, when they contested, they told the people that this and these areas will be a bit difficult for a while before we get back to soft landing. But what we hear from the present and those aspiring to get to these public offices in Nigeria is that it's all rosy. Don't worry, we'll just wipe away all your sorrow. We'll give you the miracle. Now, I want to bring something, because on Saturday, my husband was saying something to me that when a doctor makes a mistake, maybe you lose a life. But when an economist makes a mistake, you lose a generation. This man is saying something here. This is what happened during Obasanjo's time. We remember there was debt relief. And he's saying that debt relief got Nigeria something. It made us independent of those people who were indebted to those countries. We were able to make our own public policies and make them freely. Now, when in this particular government, we are totally indebted again. Now, we can't make policies that will favor our people, except we favor the people.
Exactly.
You know,
and the worst part is that we're indebted not to a corporate organization. We're not like, it's not like a Paris club. It's not like you took the money from we have bonds that is like internal debt, but it is influenced externally. It's not clear cut. We can't say we want to pay this debt easily. We have some Chinese organization bringing in, carrying out projects.
But do you know that our governors too might have some kind of
they are all culpable
in this? Because I remember when Okonjo-Iweala tried, when they were trying to start this sovereign wealth fund, trying to put some money aside, the governors did not allow. So, you know, let us share this money.
Why did they disagree?
They are also culpable in this matter.
At a particular amount of money. And all the governors sat back and watched it deplete. And they got to a point that it's 2 billion today, it's 2 billion tomorrow. Let's share this money. Let everybody use it to develop their individual
Let me take Alaji's call. Come on, Alaji.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, please.
Please, I just want to make contribution regarding to the comment by the APC presidential candidate.
Yes.
You know that according to the Constitution, Section 17 and Section 19 has given the chief commander of the army force to determine the operation of the whole Nigerian army force. So if as a commander know how to deal or how to know the operation that should be done, the whole issue of related to insurgencies and other issues related to the kidnapping and the rape. What I need also Nigerians to ask the APC presidential candidate, not only the issue of insurgency is on the ground. We have issue of robbery, we have issue of kidnapping and the rape. And concerning how can they achieve that, he has categorically said that he is going into agriculture and mining. And what Nigerians need to ask him, how will he go about their mining sector?
How much is he expected to make?
Resources, mining, agricultural, as he explained.
All right.
And secondly, even though Mr. President now has gone into agriculture, but now we have many farmers. After farming, their products are not being sold. How are they going to ensure that after somebody who has farmed, his product is going to be sold? So that's the issue which
thank you very much, Alaji. I think generally what he's asking is the real questions. Don't just tell me, oh, we're going to fight insecurity, we're going to fight Boko Haram. Give us exactly what you need to do as regards the farming, the other sectors that will affect Nigerians.
Statistics in Naira and Kobo. Agriculture, how much have we made from agriculture in the past 6 years?
How much should we be making?
How much have we made that, what have you used the money to do? How much are you projecting to make from agriculture? What is the rate of employment you plan to generate from? Answer this, let me know this, and then I'll feel like, oh, this one is the person I want to vote for. Don't just tell me I will give you 2 million jobs. So, also, this is justifying what Lamido has been campaigning against. He kept shouting and they removed him, making CBN a political related position as opposed to competence.
Yes. Let me take Sanzi's last comment so we can move on.
Well, actually, I think it's a terrible thing that as of 2015, all Nigeria is thinking about is austerity measures. According to the article I had, he actually had to take me back to Shehu Shagari's time and the fact that this had actually happened before. And so if we had opened our eyes, if we had looked at Nigeria as a country that needs to be developed, that this history would not be repeating itself. Because according to him, this is history repeating itself.
We've been consuming and consuming without planning for the austerity measures. Eating and eating, sharing and sharing. Now, it has come down that, okay, there's no more money in the external reserves. And right now, we need to now look within and diversify our economy. So these are going to be tough times, but we need to be ready for it. Let's take a break. When we come back, it's our Healthy Tuesday. So we're going to be talking to an oncologist to teach us how and what to do to ensure we reduce cancer in our society. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Media reports reveal that Nigeria records 100,000 new cases of cancer annually and more cancer deaths than any other developing country. While 3 out of every 5 persons diagnosed with cancer survives in developing countries, only 1 out of 5 patients diagnosed with cancer survives in Nigeria. Joining us to educate on cancer and how to stay free of it is an oncologist, Dr. Habib Mohammed. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah. Good morning.
Sir, we talked about cancer on this show several times. We tried to keep the discussion ongoing because the truth is that you can never stop learning about cancer. So let us just throw this question at you. Why is cancer so prevalent in Nigeria today?
Well, cancer is prevalent in Nigeria so as it is in other developing countries because of the, we think it's because of the lifestyle change towards the Western lifestyle.
Wow, yes. Lifestyle change. Now, now, when you say lifestyle change, what are the lifestyle changes you see and what lifestyle practices should we imbibe to reduce cancer?
Okay, we are more sedentary now as opposed to our grandparents. You know, their grandparents used to be farmers, used to be hunters, and they used to trek long distance. But now we are mainly doing white-collar jobs. We don't really do exercise. Our day-to-day activities does not really involve doing exercise, and exercise is actually one of the most important factors in preventing cancer. So it's really good to do exercise. Also, we are industrializing, whether I would like it or not. We have more pollutants in the air. We all have generators, 2 or 3 generators per building. We have more cars on the road. We are now having more radiations from different masts, from you know, radio stations, and I mean GSM stations and all that. We are using more of microwaves. We are using more of chemicals in food.
Well, doctor, this is very scary. Almost everything we do is
our entire lifestyle.
This brings me to a part of the article I read that there are emerging cancers. We know the breast cancer, the you know, the lung and
cervical cancer,
cervical and all that, the regular ones that we are aware of, all the awareness works that we hear of are talking about. These uncommon ones that are emerging, which are they? Can you tell us some of them?
Well, most of the cancers, there is a change in proportion. For example, colon cancer used to be rare in our own society, but now colon cancer is coming up and it's becoming one of the most common cancers.
What causes it?
Well, diet mainly, although colon cancer also has a familiar factor. It runs in some family. We have some syndromes that, you know, is associated with colon cancer. However, you know, today we take more of processed food, more canned food, you know, with chemicals.
So we shouldn't eat canned food, all the sweet corn and all that sweet everything.
Tomatoes, sardines.
Well, not that we shouldn't eat it, but we shouldn't make it the staple food, you know. We should take more of our bulky food, more of our natural food, not the...
It's as if there's nothing that we can't even eat anything. It has to be fruit and vegetable now. You breakfast, fruit and vegetable. Lunch, fruit and everything is now fruit and vegetable. I can't eat yam again.
No, yam is okay. Yam is not... I mean, when I say processed food, I mean canned food. I mean...
Is our rice, the white rice, because there's a statement that we should all go back into eating of fada or the basmati rice. Is our regular white rice, the imported white rice, the polished one?
Is it good for us?
Can it be aiding cancer too?
No. Well, I'm not. It's not rice, not that type of food. I'm talking of like pastas, like you know.
Spaghetti.
Well, I don't want to mention name.
No, please let so that people will know.
Let me just put it like
pastries.
You know, pastries, food like that. The canned food. Bread is okay. Bread is not processed.
Due to the process of production, because you know these pastries, like you mentioned, the one you don't want to mention, involves a kind of process to make it thinner, to make it not stick, and all that.
Let me put it like this. Now, apart from the chemicals that are added to them to preserve them, they are also of low fiber, so they are not bulky. You take them, you don't go to, you don't move your bowel frequently. So you see, it just sits there. So when there is the process of digestion, breaking down, and the byproducts that come out from it, you don't excrete them in time. So they irritate exactly the bowel. Yes.
Interesting. Okay, so I'd like you to take a minute and talk to us about cervical cancer, because I read an article that stated that birth control is a huge contributing factor, because back in the days our mothers would use breastfeeding as a contraceptive. But right now you have more people going on birth controls. Is that one of the major causes? And what exactly are the signs and symptoms of cervical cancer?
Okay, let me first of all answer the first question. Birth control, well, it's not directly linked to cervical cancer. What is linked to cervical cancer more is like infection of the cervix with human papilloma virus. So any activity or any behavior that will result in infection of with human papilloma virus is likely to increase the risk for cervical cancer. And also, the younger a woman is, or the person is, the less immune, as in the ability to fight off cancer. Well, I'm now talking of very young, if you are so early coitus will predispose, multiple sexual partner will predispose, multiple partner of a partner will predispose. That is anything that will increase the risk of having this infection. Then multiple child delivery too is linked to it. So birth control, ordinarily, all other things being equal, is supposed to protect.
Okay, now let's go to prostate cancer, because it's getting more and more common. A lot of men, they don't even go for checkup. They just find out much later. At least we know of breast and cervical. We go to checkup. But men, they are totally clueless. How do they even start detecting this in their bodies?
How to check, you mean? There is a test called PSA. that's prostate-specific antigen. You can easily check it using blood.
At what age should you start
As
checking?
from 40. Prostate cancer is uncommon before the age of 40. Okay. So when you are approaching 40, it's good to go for, you know, either 6 monthly or yearly check. You just take, yes, you know, take your blood sample, and you can also get to the hospital. There's a digital rectal test they will do, and then you can also do a scan, either CT scan or ultrasound scan of the pelvis to actually see the prostate. So you can see if it is enlarging, you can see if the architecture is changing, you can see if it is eroding, you know, that will give you an idea.
So just like women do cervical cancer from above a certain age every year.
Yes, exactly.
They're supposed to do
prostate, yes,
every year from
now,
40.
Going back to food, because this affects us.
Yes.
You advise us to eat more of the organic fiber,
organic food. Yes,
food.
yes.
Now the processed one, it could be anything that is processed. We should just reduce, not to stop it.
No, not to stop it.
Because
exactly.
in our salads, we have a lot of those canned peas, canned maize, we just put everything in our salad.
What I mean is not reduce it at one spot. Don't make it staple. Don't make it all the time. You leave the organic food out. You understand?
Right. Now, Sanzi.
Well, yeah, I wanted to ask, is there any alternative cure for cancer aside from chemotherapy? Because we had a guest around at some point who talked about alternative measures, but she wasn't exactly able to hit the nail on the head. So I'm asking, do you know of any alternative measures aside from chemo?
Okay, let me put it like this. We have many modes of management, many major modes of management of cancer. Chemo is not the only option, you understand? But most of the time, we use combinations of different modes. Surgery is a way. Chemo, like you rightly mentioned, then radiotherapy. My own department is radiotherapy department. We do radio and chemo. And then there is also hormonal therapy. You might have heard of a breast cancer patient talking about tamoxifen, or, you know, hormonal, you know. So hormonal therapy is also there. And then there is a newer mode. That's the monoclonal antibody. That's using targeted therapy. We actually use immune system, you know, immune clones that are particularly made for a particular cancer. So you introduce them. They are not as harsh as chemotherapy.
We heard that there are supplements you can use to reduce cancer. Is that true?
Well, you see, it's not really, it has not been proven. However, we know that cancer, the more your immunity, the more you're able to resist it. So, you understand? If you can boost immunity, you can actually, but not, you can't use that to cure cancer. You know,
are there any preventive measures?
Herbal remedies. There's some herbal claims that it could help to cure cancer. Have you heard any, and do you believe any herbal claim?
Before you answer that, let me take a quick break so that when you come back, we'll talk more on how to reduce or even stop cancer. Stay with us, we'll be right back. We're about to answer a question on the cervical cancer.
Yes, you asked for the signs and symptoms. Most of the time, cervical cancer is more common with post-menopausal women that have stopped menstruating. So, and it's usually present with post-menopausal bleeding. That's a woman that has stopped menstruating, appears to be menstruating again. At times, it's also associated with offensive discharge. It could be associated with waist pain, you know, and when you see all this, you take, the woman is supposed to present in an hospital for screening, so that we can.
So let's come to vaccines on cancer. I was going
to ask that, are there vaccines for cancer?
We have
how economically possible is it for us to have them as freely accessible as we have the BCGs and all the other immunizations that we have?
Well, I think there's an ongoing work on that to make it accessible. We have vaccine for prevention of some cancers, and we have vaccine used in the management of other cancers. For example, the common one is vaccine to prevent CX cervix. Also, we have vaccine to treat CA bladder. That's the urinary bladder now. However, they all fall into the category of monoclonal biological therapy I mentioned. That's the one I said is the most modern way, you know.
Let me take this call from Tunji Abeokuta. Tunji, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Please go ahead, please.
Good morning.
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 Please, I want to refer the Nigerian public to a statement presented to get back in 2006, advocating for a military president in Nigeria. He said in June 2006, the news magazine, that people without military background should not be.
Oh.
Hello?
I think he's trying to quote David Mark's statement that people without military background shouldn't be made president or something there about. I'm not sure. However, back to our, there's some staple food that we always take. We drink a lot of canned juice, carbonated drinks, and we also eat a lot of like all those chicken that processed chicken, not processed, I think the chicken that broilers, they call them broilers, you know, they grow over like few months.
3 months.
Are those, can those be predispose us towards cancer?
Well, this has not been scientifically proven. So we cannot really make any strong statement on what has not been scientifically proven. So I can only talk on what has been proven.
Sorry to take you back to what you talked about the cervical cancer. You said it's common in menopause, women with approaching menopause.
It's postmenopausal.
Postmenopausal.
Yes,
now,
but however, it's
some
also
women have what we call amenorrhea.
Amenorrhea, yes.
Almost like they are in menopause and all that. Are they predisposed to cervical cancer as well?
Usually, amenorrhea will be caused by maybe pregnancy or and then we want to.
Pregnancy.
All right, let me take this call from Oladipukwa because I don't want to lose this call. Good morning, Oladipukwa. Are you there?
I'm here.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Okay. Actually, I want to ask about this cancer thing. You're talking about men having it.
Yes, prostate
cancer.
Yes.
How do you get it, or what's the cause, or how do you prevent it? Because mostly women do the checking. The awareness is there, everything. But men
for prostate.
I've never heard of it.
All right, thank you, Oladipukwa. Please go ahead.
Okay, so prostate cancer, what increases the risk is age. The older a man grows, the more likely is likely to have prostate cancer. In fact, it is said that from autopsy that 80% of men that are up to 80 years has prostate cancer. However, it's not all of them that will come with symptoms. It may be early. Most of them are early phase. So the most important factor in preventing prostate cancer is exercise. We know that men who are castrated from childbirth don't have prostate cancer. And we know that in the management of prostate cancer, we give anti-testosterone, anti-hormones. But the most important factor is in predisposition is age. As you grow older, you are more likely to have it. So you do exercise and you do screening. Because if you do screening, if it is caught early, then the chances of the treatment, the prognosis is better.
So they can treat it or they remove it totally?
Yeah, removal is part of treatment. That can be done if it is caught early.
Okay.
And, for somebody who is still very fit.
I do have one very last tiny final question. Just very quick. Can endometriosis lead to cancer, cervical cancer?
No, it's not proven.
Okay. All right. Whatever that is.
Please apologize to the tweeters.
Let's take a tweet.
Let's take a
tweet, please.
Most of them are on the past topic, so they're not.
Okay, but let's acknowledge a couple. We don't have time. My producers, we don't have time. Sorry. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. We appreciate you. We're definitely going to be bring you back on. And I apologize to our viewers for not being able to take our tweets today. We actually just totally forgot. The topic was so hot that we totally forgot to take the tweeters. I do apologize. Please don't forget to watch a repeat broadcast of this program at 11:30 p.m. tonight. You can also watch previous episodes by going to YouTube/TV Entertainment and search for Your View. Your vote is your right. Don't waste it. Use it wisely. I'm still waiting for my PVC. Thank you. God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.